It's not a woe is me story. This is, I can survive with or without society, with or without money, without begging, stealing, or cheating anyone. I can refine my own natural resources. I can freaking show you some lumberjack skills I even have. That's what's been bugging me. Sacrifice 3 months of the luxuries that people call the modern world, and I'm an outlander as it is, and it's living off grid basically. Translation. So water treatment, septic systems, everything off grid processing. Nothing goes to waste. Ever. Every handful of wood ash. Now these are transferable skills for space travel even. And let me stay the course and remind people I did start a grassroots startup research and development firm plus an aerospace and defense company. With the technology I have and proof and concepts. The technology I have on hand is things your current technology you didn't know it could do. But, I'm sorry, not to scare anyone, but I love electronics. I went to school for it, engineering level. The theory of the electron is a bizarre subject. I might as well quote George Carlin, and that should relieve some people's paranoia about the situation. Just the giant electron. Wow, wow, wow. I ain't plagiarism. That's with the utmost reverence and respect. After all, George Carlin is my second father figure. I discovered him late or about midpoint in my adult life. In fact, I had not seen any of his comedy acts until 2013. Long after, I guess, he died. Or he died in the relative same time frame. So, uh, kids were calling me Michael Jackson. I took a look at my damn vest, and color combination was like, Michael Jackson can go to hell. Michael Jackson is dead. Do not call me a pedophile, in other words. But I do I am pulling the Thriller look off, though. So I can't blame him. I can't blame any of that happening. But that's my personal take versus, the individual's positive take on something. I'm like, I'll tell you when you're older. Actually goes back to one of my first posts I ever made on Twitter under my first Twitter account. And then the shit hit the fan almost immediately after I made that Twitter account. Are you kidding me? I could almost use that as a timestamp. See, here's the thing with the investigatively minded and the chicken and the egg. Proper order of events is crucial. That domino set that domino in motion. When that domino fell, it cracked that piece of glass that sent that falling in that direction. It's like watching across time. It's four-dimensional situation awareness. Yesterday makes today, today makes tomorrow. There's some people who live for the present moment. That's the gift of the present between the past and the future. And that's basically where I've ran into some people who are either attached to the future or to the past. And forget the present moment, or worse, what I said in the first place. And see, I don't live in the past, present, nor future. I live in the here and now, what I gotta do, and how I'm gonna get it done. And it's that simple. It's like, how am I gonna get a cup of coffee? I'm gonna go around playing music and nothing happens and be like, hey, look at my fingers. And, even if I had been playing my steel string guitar, my fingers would literally be bleeding right now. And I've got like three chords ready to actually already go out on that classical. Good news is that it's all short on that, and I wound the whole chord, which means I can pull back the string and retie it. It's basically start with a new string. It's all wrapped up there on the spool and the key. So when I pull it, if it snaps, and I've already got, get the hell, what the hell, I used to be really hip to this. People need to also have here's a update for you. I stopped playing for almost 5 years now. Yeah, about 5 years before I was inspired to even play music again. And I stopped playing because music was not going to provide for my family, and it sure as hell left my guitar behind for my son. In Europe. Just a moment for the dead. And I also mean the liars' deaths as well. See, they may no longer be with us, but I still respect their death, but never their life. I respect their death because they couldn't do anything about their lives, apparent, right? And that's when I'm the kind of guy that will be like, you have spoken ill of the dead. And I'll be like, you know what? If they would have known, not better, but if they had known the truth, could see past their mortal shell, I'm actually secretly showing you the keys of necromancy, the language of the dead. You see, the dead are not limited to your worldly, egotistical investments. And most people, it takes their entire life to remember it. Sometimes their deathbed, sometimes on their last breath. Enter, don't fear the Reaper. Meanwhile, Sandman from Metallica was effectively my fucking childhood, and you don't want to know. Hashtag Me Too movement, old school style. Every false accusation, I wish I had a microwave beam that just shot at and sent to your head and left in a hole there. Fill in that gap. It's like taking someone else's advice for my forever salsa that literally will last, well, forever. Not because of the salt content, but because of the fermentation and the antioxidants. There's real biochem I'm doing in a jar over here. It's gonna taste great with this damn spaghetti stuff I got. And tomorrow is food day, and I'm about ready to actually be able to push this cart, even though my rib hurts like after 4 weeks, nearly to the fourth Saturday. Well, that would be the fifth. 4 Saturdays is 3 weeks, because you gotta count in between the Saturdays. So, coming to a month long, where this is the only 2 points left that are hurting, plus one old injury that obviously got hit more than only if I sit on it wrong, basically. Compared to this thing, that means if I'm like trying to do anything repetitive motion, here goes my damn rib bone here. And I'm sitting there going, hey, it's like monkey's uncle and all that. You start hearing me say those kind of words, you know that hurt. Because it basically feels like my eyes went cross-eyed in my own head. When that happens, you try to, when you make a turn when you're making a cup of coffee in a convenience store and then make the wrong turn, and go, without going, in the middle of a public commercial setting. That would be in the thick of it. I think back when I'm drinking one of these in the days that I could drink half of one and be just fine and have half in the morning. Speaking of which, both my girls are looking like they're ready to go. We got the drop ship and the old freighter, although that lock wheel down there, probably gonna have to fudge with a little bit. So, you have no idea how excited and how liberating fucking wannabe Japanese beetle. But sorry, that Japanese beetle. How liberating it's gonna be just to get back out in the woods. Where if I want to start blacksmithing, if I find some weird metal melting out of one of the rocks, actual rocks that I made out of fire pit with or something. Hey, what are you doing? There's nothing in that. Don't eat it. Going after the empty Ziploc that I was gonna wash up here, and I normally take time to do a rinse cycle on things. But everything got jostled, plus the rib problem. Never not mind the pain in my neck. Cognitive systems is still pretty much intact, although I get things forward backward crisscross attacks. Non-verbal tasking memory is pretty much almost back to being 100% non-verbal. But I'm still getting the phantom hits. Actually, I've been pulling the dang. You see that? You know what that is? Blood. That's still blood in my hair. There's a reason I have not taken a shower. It may reopen the wounds. It could be after a month long I'm feeling the final healing process. And I'm going off of actual doctor's advice from the past, present, and future. Well, future advice, I don't know. Future right now is they probably are the doctors